So I've been thinking a lot about where do breakthroughs come from? We chase it, you know, every piece is sort of an attempt at doing better than the last time. But if you really look, I don't know how it is for other people's process, but in my process, the harder I try, the worse it gets. When you're trying to just make the art you want to make, what you often find is that you meet a technical barrier. You're like, man, the vision that I have in my head doesn't quite match your technical skill. So I think that like one of the funny things about making art is that your vision is always out of reach. It's always just a little bit beyond what you can actually do. As I mentioned in my recent video about flow, I feel that what tends to happen is you have to find a way to not be too caught up in the technical thing that you're trying to execute. You know, I went through a whole season where I was so focused on the technical aspect of it, like just trying to get better at drawing faces and understanding structure, and basically I didn't have any feelings for the drawings, and that was fine, that was good. It was just like, I'm just making the stuff, I'm just doing studies. And then when I kind of moved on from that, I found that my automatic doodling, my shenanigans just got better, man. And so I think the way that breakthroughs come about is always a little paradoxical and a little ironic, but I think at the heart of it, you have to kind of let yourself suck a little bit. You have to not be afraid of making the mistakes, or even just afraid of not achieving the technical execution that you're aspiring for. This piece that I made here, for me, was a breakthrough. I felt like it reflects some understanding of structure and some understanding of light that I was not able to grasp at before, not even that long ago. And the funny thing is that I was honestly not trying very hard at all in comparison to other pieces I've done where I have that vision and I know, like, oh my God, I'm gonna make it happen, and I gotta put all these different skills together to do it. I feel like sometimes that just gets in the way of the art that wants to exist. So just letting yourself suck. This drawing was something I made. I was waiting for a meeting, and I started doodling for about 10 minutes. And the initial sketch was just kind of started as the same kind of face studies that I'd been doing for a while. But I felt like that vision started to really like appear. Like I could see what color scheme I wanted to go for and the sort of plainer attitudes that I wanted to convey. And I just didn't stop to think about whether I could execute that or not. I feel like you trust your training, you trust your practice, and then you just say, well, this might suck. And then you just let yourself suck for a little while. And then that's where the fun happens, and sometimes the drawing can be much better. I once had an art instructor who kind of insisted that every single piece you make has to be better than the last. He was like, oh, you know, like your sketchbook, every page should be better. I thought it was such a toxic idea to try to put in a young artist's mind, because then it creates all this expectation, like how are you gonna top yourself? And I don't actually think that's where the breakthrough happens. I don't think that kind of pushy internal pressure tends to help. I mean, at least that's for me. I'm sure different people are different, but I from all the people I've talked to and all the work that I've seen and done in my life, I've continued to find that people often do their best work when they're a little bit more relaxed. So obviously I didn't finish the painting in 10 minutes. Then I spent the rest of the evening kind of just messing with it, but it really had got me in the mindset, because it didn't start at like the desk, like I'm sitting down to make the next big piece. It was just like a doodle that transformed. So if you're an artist at any level and you're struggling with that today, I wanted to offer that to you. You know, like, just let yourself suck. Just suck at it. No expectations. Open your sketchbook, make a bunch of dumb drawings. You might surprise yourself.